In September, I went on a road trip with some friends to Kyrgyzstan, a country in Central Asia. Our main goal was to see the natural wonders, mountains and lakes, many of which are incredibly remote. Honestly, I've been such a fan of Central Asia. After visiting Kazakhstan a few times, I've come to appreciate those untouched places, far away from civilization. There are often no people for miles and miles. You might come across a rare animal or just be alone with your thoughts, listening to the quiet. These moments have been so transformational for me. I feel like they help me to connect to something bigger and learn about myself. So this time I'm setting out to explore Kyrgyzstan, and I'd love you to join me on this adventure. We've come to one popular and really beautiful spot here in Kyrgyzstan. It's called the Fairytale Valley. It's raining right now, I don't know. I hope we will see everything we want to. There is a legend about a dragon who used to live here and somehow he turned into these rocks. Yeah, I think I'll try to go up there. Might be very slippery because of the rain. This place looks like it's from a fantasy movie. Wow. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. And I actually love that it's raining right now because it makes it even more mysterious. Okay, I need to go down carefully. It's crazy. Because of the rain, I got stuck on the hill and I couldn't get down because it was so slippery. But yeah, I'm all dirty. That was a very fun walk. You shouldn't probably go here during the rain if you ever come. Just look at my feet. At the end of our trip, I came back to the valley with a friend to catch the sunset. I'm so glad I've got to experience it with good weather too. For a big part of the trip, we were driving along Issyk Kul Lake. It's massive. People often compare it to a sea. There are plenty of resorts here and it's a pretty popular spot, but we weren't too interested in chilling by the beach. We wanted to see something more unique. Plus, it was super windy that day. Our trip involved a lot of driving through mountains, steppes, and tiny villages. We got to try some local food, a soup with noodles and meat, and lots of meat pies. Oh, and we saw so many camels along the way. Я только пирожки сфотографирую.
Это не пирожки.
А что это?
Это самцы.
Gonna stay out in the cold, where it never gets old. Gonna burn out slowly with my silver and gold.
Good morning. We are on the way to another beautiful lake here in Kyrgyzstan. It's called Kel-Suu. We've been driving through these beautiful fields and mountains. So we'll be on the road for several hours, and for a day and a half there will be no signal because here there are no villages or cities, and it's gonna be really cold. It's kind of chilly right now, that's why I'm wearing this hoodie, but when we come to the lake we'll have to dress properly because it will be like, I don't know, minus something. There will be snow and we don't know yet if we'll be able to drive to the lake or we'll need to hike because it depends on how good the road is. If it snows, then we will have to walk. But after this hike that we did a day ago, my legs really hurt and I can barely walk. Здравствуйте. Hello.
Здравствуйте. По-русски знаете, да?
Да.
Водка есть у вас?
Нет.
We've come to a border between Kyrgyzstan and China, and here at the border control we had to show our passports. So exciting, so close to China, and it's really, really cold. Здравствуйте.
Приехали.
You know, looking back at the footage I took while driving to the lake, I almost can't believe I saw it with my own eyes. Everything looks so photogenic. And the best part, there were no people around. You can fully appreciate nature with its raw and spoiled sounds, smells, colors and textures. I'm so glad this place isn't touched by civilization. It's so rare these days. We have arrived to our yurt camp. Such a beautiful location. But we will not stay here now, we just dropped off all our luggage and now we'll continue driving for a long time until we reach the lake. But here the landscapes are so beautiful. We are already at the 3,500 meters elevation, so the air is really fresh and crispy and maybe it's a little bit harder to breathe. Ну вот здесь это не страшно выглядит, но это реально страшно. Кому страшно? Мне. Дима, тебе страшно?
Уже нет, мы самые жесткие места проехали.
А мне
Да?
не было страшно. У меня это нет.
Wow, we made it here. Can you imagine? The road was so scary and we weren't even sure that we would end up here. Because you know, if it snows, it's impossible to drive. But we actually got really lucky because there was no snow today or yesterday and the road was pretty clear. But it was so terrifying because it runs along a cliff and the road is so narrow. I was almost like screaming in the car, and at one point I even wanted to jump out of the car. But yeah, still we managed to reach this lake and I'm really, really happy about it. If the road is bad because of rain or snow, you have to hike here and it's a pretty long hike. But yeah, we got so lucky. So we just drove for maybe like 30 minutes from our yurt camp and now we are here. It's such a beautiful place. Even like to get here from Naryn, we had to leave like the city at 8 o'clock in the morning and we've been driving for what, like 6 hours now? And after you leave Naryn, there is nothing. No villages, no cities, just this huge steppe and enormous mountains. All we could see is just herds of sheep and cows, lots of horses and some wild animals like eagles and stuff. It's so amazing to be in a place like this, far away from civilization. So relaxing. And just these mountains, they make me like really kind of like inspired, but at the same time scared because I can see that they're so magnificent, but also, you know, if you're not careful, it's easy to get hurt. I kind of like have these mixed feelings about it, about traveling in the mountains, but can you see this beauty? It's amazing. Wow. I really love this country. The people here are so hospitable, even though we didn't have a chance to actually talk to a lot of people because we've been traveling to these remote places, but still, I really love it. Lake Kel-Suu is said to be one of the most beautiful mountain lakes in Kyrgyzstan. It only became well known a few years ago, and now it's slowly attracting tourists from all over the world. It is right on the Chinese border, about 3,600 meters above sea level. The lake was formed by a strong earthquake, and to see all of it, you need to sail on a boat.
Да.
вчера говорили, что есть такая вот середина.
Где пещера?
Да.
А заходили в пещеру?
Супер.
So we're still at the lake and now we're gonna do something crazy or maybe interesting, I don't know. We've met one more group of tourists here and they booked a horse riding tour from this lake back down, and two of the people from that group decided that they didn't want to go by horse and they've asked us if we wanted to go instead of them, and they would just sit in the car and go down by our car. So me and the other girl said, why not? So now I'm gonna do this. I'm a little bit nervous and worried because I have ridden horses before, just a couple of times, so I'm not very confident about it. But on the other hand, I think it's gonna be a really exciting experience because Kyrgyzstan is such a beautiful place for horse riding. We'll see how it goes. Один раз. Но можно сказать, что нет.
С левой.
Два ноги закидывайте туда, поняли? Туда так кидывайте. Раз, два, три. Опа,
Молодец.
направо, налево.
А
Потяньте оба назад, это стоп. Поняли?
А если она побежит?
Стоп.
Надо тянить, то есть сильнее тянуть. Держите вот покороче вот так вот, чтобы, если побежит, сильнее, чтобы тянуть себе, хорошо? Да.
Okay, I hope I'll be okay. Turned out that horses are a huge part of Kyrgyz culture. They're celebrated in literature and folklore as almost a double of the human spirit. There is even a national breed, the Kyrgyz horse. А вам нравится на лошади кататься?
Конечно. Это же как азарт.
Но это у киргизов это как бы считается в крови, да?
Да. Лошади, наши крылья. У нас такая поговорка.
Look, it's snowing. So beautiful. Can you see the mountains? Oh. This place is just incredible and I love the snow so much. So that was a very interesting experience. Probably I look really tired, but oh my god, I have never ridden a horse like this. It was so fast. Sometimes my head just went down like this and I couldn't see anything. And honestly, I started panicking and I think that my horse kind of felt it as well. But then the guide gave me an advice to just relax as much as I can, and it really helped. But still, it was a really cool experience.
Кыргызстан?
Кыргызстан, да.
Ну, во-первых, конечно, я здесь родился.
Ага.
Я люблю, потому что Кыргыз и горы. Утром сидишь, смотришь на горы, уже хорошо. У нас везде горы, даже город Бишкек рядом. Смотришь, там вот горы с снежными вершинами. Красота везде, поэтому хочется только здесь жить и наслаждаться жизнью.
Красавица, красавица.
Weightless, I am weightless. Underneath your wind I soar.
So tonight we're sleeping in a yurt camp, but actually we're not gonna sleep in a yurt. It's a little house with rooms. It's very simple and it's just in the middle of nowhere. And the room where I'm gonna sleep tonight is very simple. I can show you. So this is the room. I really like the carpet. It looks like this. The view is amazing. Here is a yurt, more yurts. I'm so happy to be here. Can you see this? It's so beautiful here.
Wasted, I feel wasted. With every breath I draw from I die a million times.
You know, the morning was like something out of a fairy tale. Everything was covered in snow and there wasn't a soul around. Well, apart from a couple of dogs guarding the camp and a few sleepy tourists. I think it was one of the most beautiful mornings in my life. Good morning. I probably look very sleepy right now. It's really early, but just look at this beautiful snow. Oh my god. It snowed this night, and now the landscapes looks just so magical. It was a fun night, sleeping here in this tiny house in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, I love this place so much. It's so peaceful here. So now we're gonna be on the road again, and we will go to some town to have lunch, and also we will go to a lake, another lake. It's called Issyk Kul, and we're gonna spend the night there in yurts. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. As we were driving to the next destination, it started snowing heavily. It's just amazing how you can plan your trip, fly to a country and still not be in control. You're at the mercy of nature. When it rains or snows, it can be risky to drive to those remote lakes. I know it can be frustrating, but for me there is a certain beauty in it. You never know where you'll end up, and you just have to accept it and go with the flow.